it's not me talking about, it's me talking about if you're thinking about, if you thought I will be talking about. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have been watching me for the past 2 months, okay, that's good. And if you are new, welcome. Me telling about how I survived my first year is not talking about how as a first year you should find your lecture halls. So the first year is not easy, guys. How you should find your lecture halls, how you should, what you should do, what you should wear. Not that, guy. For me, well, let me just give you a tip. What I did, I make sure that I got my campus map, and during orientation I make sure I analyzed where I was walking, where I am supposed to be, where as these guys were talking about things, I like took note of those things while up there, and it really helped me. And if you have friends, which I didn't have at the very beginning, the friends to help you, like, it's nice, it's good when you are lost in a group then you've been alone and feel so lost, then stay with your friends, be in groups, then yeah, I think you'll manage. Okay, talking about how I actually survived my first year, the actual important things. For me, 50% of how I survived my first year, I think it will be, well, apart from studying, apart from all that, I'm not gonna talk about how I had to study hard, is time management. I feel like 50% of how I survive goes to time management, because first of all, I was staying in a flat or apartment, depends what kind of English you speak. I used to come from home early morning, and then because most of my lectures were in the morning, and then I make sure that I only leave late, like maybe between 5 and 6. And I did this because at the very beginning, one thing I've learned during my orientation was that I'm a full-time student, and that's my job. People go to work, offices or wherever, they work for 8 hours. They are supposed to be productive for 8 hours. So do the same, because that's your job. And that is something which I really took seriously about. Sorry. And I make sure that I come home, I go to campus with food, because I was not planning on buying food, because student budget is it's not even a joke. Like, I was running on a strict student budget, so I make sure that I come with food from home, and make sure that during my study breaks, because I'll have like an hour, 2 hours or 3 hour breaks, I don't go home. I make sure I stay on campus, I go in the library, I sit anywhere I want, and then during my study breaks I work. I go for my lectures. When I have a study break, I do my tutorials, I do my online quizzes, I just practice any past paper from the concepts that we have been taught before, and I make sure that I do not fall behind. Instead of like chilling with my friends, taking afternoon naps, which I don't recommend. Yeah, I have this. And then the other thing was, during my lectures, I make sure that if I don't understand something that the lecturer have said, or I haven't heard properly, I ask someone who's close to me, like somebody who seated close to me, about what was said, as long as I'm not disrupting the person, because I don't love being disrupted during my lectures. And then if the lecture is still going on and I still don't understand, if I can't ask, then one of the most important things that I did was consult. Guys, consulting for me was one of the most important things, because being in a one-on-one session with someone who can actually like help you with your weaknesses, for me was the best thing. It's not like being in a lecture hall where like they give you a standard lecture like for everyone. If you're a slow learner, then you kind of have to like try to catch up, and if you're a fast learner, so then it wouldn't be too boring for you, like something very standard. And being on a one-on-one session for me was the best. And the other thing was I make sure that I prepare for my tutorials, which I found it very beneficial for me, especially with accounting my first year. We used to have tutorials where I just make sure that I do the tutorial before I go to class, because when I go to that tutorial class, all I do is mark myself and just find out where am I going wrong, and where am I going wrong, then I make sure that I ask after the tutorial or listen like much more carefully. And then the other thing is, which I have actually learned like a bit late, I can say, was pre-reading and post-reading, but at the end of the year it really helped me. Pre-reading at least 15 minutes before I attend the lecture, and then just kind of understand what will be going on, and then instead of getting so lost, because if I don't understand the introduction, then I might as well just be lost the whole lecture. And then post-reading to make sure that I really got what was being said in class. And then the last thing, and another very important, is having a mentor. Well, I wasn't involved in the mentorship program that was going on campus, but I had a very close friend, Dapandula. Thank you so much, girl. It honestly, having her she was ahead of me, a year ahead of me. She's ahead of me a year, and she is much more experienced than I am. And I felt like me going to ask her, and I mean, you shouldn't just be having a mentor and expect the person to be coming to you. You should also be going to a person. You don't expect things to come to you. You should go there and ask. And that is especially if you're involved with mentorship programs on campus. For me, she was my friend, but as well I can say friend/mentor, and going to her asking for help where I don't understand on how I should do this and that. Yes, so that was the best thing ever. Yeah, basically that's it. I just want to highlight two things. Manage your time wisely. Use those 8 hours during the day. I mean, doesn't mean that if you use the 8 hours to 9 hours during the day, you should that's your day off. Take even 3 hours to 2 hours break after all the 8 hours. Then during the evening, try to take another 2 to 3 hours. Then you study again and do past papers. That is what I did. And yeah, here I am. Hopefully second year goes as well. And yeah, and get someone to help you. You can't do it alone. Yeah, after all, we are humans. Thank you guys for watching.